Hello! Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, I showed you guys my bin where I keep all of the scraps from my previous project. If I'm making a round of worrywarts and I have some clay left over, throw it all in this bin instead of throwing it in the garbage. I made a short and a bunch of you in the comments were like, I would really like to see this as a long form video as well. So basically the premise for today is we are going to grab the bin of stuff and I'm going to shove my hand in, see what we get, and then I have to make something out of what I've picked out of the bin. It's kind of a fun little challenge to get my old noggin working, and it means that we are not wasting any of the clay and that I'm actually using what's in the bin. Now, typically my sculptures or my worrywarts can fit in the size of your hand, but these ones I've been enjoying making something a little bit bigger and a little bit more detailed. I used a Tide stick on a curry stain and it's like in my mouth. You can taste it. It's gross! Let's go have some fun. It is moderately impressive the amount that I have managed to save over, I want to say, the last 4 years. Look at all of this variation. And that's not all. These are some of the bags that I hope to turn into blends later. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna blind grab a bag of this and blend it, and then I'll blind grab a hand of this, and I have to work with that. I'm gonna put you guys down for a sec, hold on. First, let's pick our bag. Okay, I'm not looking. These are my eyes, they are very shut. Oh, awesome. This is gonna be great. I almost don't want to blend this out. I gotta figure out a way to use this as is. These are leftovers from when I made my rainbow birthday cakes a couple of years ago. Got a little tray here so that I can slap my bits onto it. It is always a good idea to think before saying words. Got our bits tray. I'm about to fist. No, time to pick clay. The eyes are shut, the eyes are shut. Might do like 2 fisties. 1, 2. I think I could work with this. Oh man, this chunk is crazy. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. Here is my garbage haul. I think the game plan is first and foremost is to sort this stuff out, kind of pick out the pieces and then organize it or blend it if it's got too much stuff on it. Me not noticing this very special and unique shape. I don't want to get demonetized, thank you, mister. Oh gosh, no, cut. Anyways, our first step was to go through the clay and make piles of similar colors. Delicious cat hair, my favorite. And removing any of the impurities like hairs or bits of dust that may have been the reason it ended up in the bin in the first place. I don't feel like I can unwind the rest of it, so I guess this is gonna be a surprise mystery color. My guess is like maybe a baby greeny blue, but why don't you guys guess in the comments below and let me know what color you think. Or take a minute to make sure you like and subscribe this video because it does actually help the channel if you do it. Unlike the others, I'm not going to blend this all together because I think we'd just end up getting kind of a gross looking brown. I think maybe I could candy cane it all together so that we can still keep some of that like rainbow integrity. So I'm gonna try making a large blab and we'll go from there. Here is the beginnings of our log. I'm not really too sure what we're going to be doing with everything yet, so I think I'm going to put this all through the pasta maker. So the reason that I was blending these all together instead of picking everything apart is because it means that we have uniform bricks of clay that we can then design and turn into something new. Because then I'll know what colors we are actually working with once we've blended all of the bits of everything out. This process is also pretty cool because you get a unique color that you don't with the prepackaged stuff. We are going to do our mystery brick now. Remember what you said inside of the comment section, friends? And let's see if you're right. Oh, this is gorgeous. Look at this, you guys. How beautiful. I hate to say this, but it's looking like it's gonna be like a pukey green. Okay, so we have kind of a glittery corpse skin color. I'm gonna call this color Edward Flesh. Edward Flesh! Because it reminds me of Edward from Twilight. Also, if you're trying this at home, make sure to use your darkest colors last. It might leave some behind on the pasta maker and then make a mess of the other blends. Okay, so these are all of the colors now that we have blended them out, and I have got to figure out what exactly I want to make with all of this. So starting with a base of aluminum foil, I actually realized that I have not once in my career made a cuttlefish before. A lot of my artwork used to include tentacles in it because those were relatively easy to sculpt. But I've never actually attempted my namesake before, so I figured now was a better time than any to try. It's like a tongue with wheels. World's most disturbing mode of transportation. I think for the tentacles, I'm going to need a little bit of wire work. For the tentacles on our cuttlefish, I used a little bit of wire because I wanted our friend to be waving hello. I almost stabbed myself in the hand. We are off to a great start. This is sharp. It's so sharp. Be careful. Crafting is dangerous. Now getting the clay to wrap around these little wire armatures is a little bit of a task. There's no way that actual human fingers can fit in between all of these to do the sculpting, so I recommend using one of these tiny silicone tipped tools. They do a really good job of smoothing things out in places that fingers are incapable of reaching, like tiny finger extenders.
She's looking a little shrimpy, but I like it. That's a good baby. Wow.
This looks like an AI art hand.
Like it's reaching out from beyond the grave.
Something about the color and the shape is just telling my brain, no, wrong. If it looks like a mangled hand, you're doing it right. I thought it would be fruitful to try and cute this up a little bit, so I added some chubby cheeks as well as polishing the whole surface down with some rubbing alcohol. And to smooth out some of the more unsightly areas on the rest of the body, I added an extra sheet from the pasta maker and then smoothed it on. I then used our finger extenders to get in all the cracks and crevices and make it look like it had never been there. It's a good idea if you're doing something that has arms like this, that you make sure that you bake it before moving on to any other steps, because it's just gonna end up getting to be a mess eventually. I also couldn't resist making it blush. This guy is baked. This is all that we have left. So I think we did a pretty good job with those scraps. The next part that we are gonna put on this little baby is her ruffle so that she can get all fancy. And I think it would be really cool if we could make the ruffle out of this. I'm gonna try flattening this out and then I'm going to cut it to size and stick it on here, and then I'm gonna bake her again right away.
Oh! No!
Ooh, we've got options. We can either have these drippy strappies, wow, or whoa, psychedelic, Dad. I think because of the way that the cuttlefish likes to hypnotize its prey and be like, this cuttlefish has got to be totally tubular. Too fun to make this little friend breakdance. But if I make it breakdance too hard, it will probably break itself. So I need to stop that. Oh, this is gonna be really fun. Wait, is this me if I was a sculptor? Oh my gosh, what a fun theme. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Have I mentioned that I love my job today? Because I love my job. If we are making a cuttlefish that is supposed to represent me, it needs to have a bow. Pretty. While that's baking, I still gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with Cuttlefish! Just so you guys know, I am actually a Twilight stan, so no hate to Twilight. Shape of a heart. Ooh, a heart-shaped stand. Ooh, 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 inspiration. Yes! It would not be a day in my life without the problem. Let's get the butt crack now! Just here, there's a hairline fracture. We will figure out a way to fix it. We always do. We gotta plug up that, no, never mind. I was gonna say butt crack. We do not need to plug up your butt crack. Nobody needs that. So science is pretty cool because, where did the crack go? That's pretty magical. It's right there, Holmes. I think what happened was when it got really hot, it expanded and it cracked. And then now that it is cooled, the cracks aren't there anymore. Nice. Who knew the cuttlefish had a self-healing butt crack? Now that the cuttlefish's butt has been healed, let's build it a cushy place to sit like the real princess that she is. And this is where I'm going to try and use a bunch of different colors to complete our challenge. So I just discovered that this is glow in the dark and these are all UV reactive.
I'm an adult. Wow, wow, wow.
I did start off by putting a couple of different little seashells on there, but I did take some of these off later because they didn't really fit the vibe I was going for. Except for this one here. She stays because she had a crab style bow. I was struggling to figure out what we were gonna do with the black pieces, but I think with the help of some toothpicks, I'm going to turn these into some little Soot Sprite style sea urchins.
So spiky, so tough.
Alongside our extra spooky and spiky companion, I also wanted to make a bunch of flowers for our little pedestal. It was at this point that I realized that the seashells don't really say me and that we were basing this cuttlefish off of some of my interests, and one of the things that I love more than anything else is gardening. So instead I decided to imagine a beach where there's lots of stars and lots of flowers and everything looks like your favorite sticker book. Also, with the addition of these leaves, we have officially used every single color.
colors, even if it's just in a small amount. We've officially completed the challenge.
Even though we completed the color section of the challenge, we're still not done yet because I felt like the beach needed a bow. You've heard of the beach bum, but have you heard of the beach bow?
It looks like the ribbon is sun tanning. Like, I'm just gonna kick back. Mom, I'm on vacation, leave me alone. I think I might have to cut these ribbons down. They're a bit too long. Now that I've anthropomorphized the ribbons, I feel bad, like I'm cutting off his legs.
Even though it was difficult, the surgery was a great success and we ended it with a little bit of glitter. That's standard medical procedure, right? After I'd finished all the flowers on the base, I did make some extras so that later we would be able to glue them onto the cuttlefish once I had finished its paint job. Now would be the time to tell you that I've actually never made a stand before for one of my sculptures, so once it was baked, I was a little nervous it wouldn't work. It went better than I could have expected, so that was great.
Okay, so now that we've got a majority of the elements finished, it's time for me to do some really detailed paint work on here and add some of these as I go along.
Now was the time to add some paint. So I started with our sea urchin because it would need to dry before I was going to paint his little eyeballs on, and that was as simple as 3 or 4 swipes of black paint.
So cuttlefish have these funny little things inside of their skin called chromatophores. I think that's it. I will let editing Karis correct me on that one. Basically what those do is allow them to shift in between colors and camouflage themselves and to create those really cool rainbow displays. So I'm going to be using a little bit of this color shifting paint to sort of mimic that.
It's pretty bonkers the way that cuttlefishes can make images or project light and colors all over their back. So literally my only inspiration for the back was for this to be as colorful as humanly possible. And if I was able to project light out of my butt, this is probably what I would show everyone.
It looks like he's seen some things.
I thought it would be kind of fun to accessorize our sea urchin with a flower so that he could offer it to our cuttlefish perhaps for a date or a ride.
So these are all of our leftovers. We managed to use every single one of the colors. We didn't use very much of the green, but that's okay. We can save it for another project. If you guys enjoyed this, please let me know in the comments and maybe we'll make this a regular thing. We could turn it into a series where I try to save the scraps and turn it into something cool. I'm actually going to keep this out of the bin because I'm going to turn it into some worrywarts for our next shop update. And if you're wondering when that is going to be, please make sure that you sign up for our email list. Thank you guys so much for all of your interest. I really appreciate it.
And just like that, the scraps went back where they came from.
Hey, it closes again. Awesome. See you next time.
We're all done, and you know what that means? It's time for the moody glamour shots. Enjoy. Joining me on this magical journey today, friends. I've got to say that I think my favorite part of this project is the relationship between these two characters. I can't tell if he's offering her the flower for a ride or a little bit of romance or maybe both, but he definitely stole my heart. And before I forget, this is what the project looks like under UV light. It's pretty cool, and it reminds me of one of my favorite local mini golf outings. Well, that was a lot of fun. We could be twins. I can't believe that it's taken me this long to make an actual cuttlefish, but here we are, and I couldn't be any more in love with her. She's so cute. I just wanted to pop in really quick and say a big thank you to everybody that's joined up with our YouTube community recently. We are at almost 500,000 subscribers. I genuinely never thought that I would see the day that we got here. To know that there's so many of you that are interested in my artwork, that send me messages telling me how it emotionally impacts you in such a positive way. I just wanted to take the opportunity to say thank you, and I can't tell you how positively you all impact me. I feel really lucky to do what I do and to get as far as I've gotten. I think a lot of the time people focus on the grass being greener, but I think my grass is green enough. Thank you guys so much for your encouraging comments. Thank you for the response that we've been getting on all of my videos recently. I just feel like we're building something so special and so fun, and I'm so glad that you guys want to be a part of it. And with that being said, be nice to yourself. I hope you have a wonderful day, okay? I love you. Bye!